up, YouTube? It's RSMario here, bringing you another Pokemon Legends Arceus video. Alright, so last week I said I was going to do a list of the top 8 competitive Pokemon coming from Pokemon Legends Arceus. So basically looking at all the new Hisuian Pokemon, looking at all the new Pokemon in general, and just picking some of the ones I think are going to be the best in an actual like regular competitive setting. Now that we know that more than likely these Pokemon are going to be transferable to or obtainable some way in Sword and Shield or BDSP or something to that extent, you know, we're going to get to see them in a regular environment. So, of course, like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell button, do all that stuff that YouTube requires you to do in order to get videos from me. You know what I'm saying, definitely subscribe, because I want to get to 600 subscribers. That's the new goal, you know what I'm saying, for I set for the channel. You know, let's try 600 subscribers in the first 6 months of 2022. But yeah, let's hop straight on into this list. Hisuian Arcanine. Okay, so Hisuian Arcanine is my personal favorite because one, Arcanine is one of my favorite Pokemon regardless. And two, I mean, it's got some pretty nasty stats. I mean, we're looking at, you know, Hisuian Arcanine, Intimidate, Flash Fire, Justified, 95 HP, 115 attack, 80 defense, 95 special attack, 80 special defense, and 90 speed. All of these are pretty good. Now, in my book, anything 80 and above is workable. You can kind of build on that. It may not be the best base stats, but that's workable. And you know, that 90 speed is definitely really good. Because, I mean, that way he can outspeed some things and hit hard with a 115 attack. But the big thing is his abilities, Intimidate and Flash Fire. You're going to be using Intimidate more than likely, and Flash Fire is a good switch-in ability. So, like, if you know, like, if you have something out there that is weak to fire, so you know that whatever the switch-in that your opponent just did is probably about to drop some hot fire, you can switch to Hisuian Arcanine, eat up their fire move, get you a nice boosted attack, you know. That's what it is. But more than likely, you're going to be running Intimidate. Now, depending on the moves, I did find some move sets for these Pokemon, but they're basically based in Legends Arceus, and hundreds of moves are not available in that game. So, based on what the actual move sets will be when they get to a regular game, Hisuian Arcanine could be pretty dangerous. Thank you. Now, the only thing that I don't like about Hisuian Arcanine is, of course, it's got some pretty bad weaknesses. Rock always comes with a bunch of weaknesses. Like right now, it's got a 4 times weakness to ground and water, which are pretty common. So, you know, Scald, freaking Earthquake, Water Pulse does not look good for this thing. So Hisuian Lilligant out this piece. So I'm not a huge fan of the design, because the design just does not scream fighting type Pokemon to me. But this thing's stats and abilities are pretty cool though. So it gets Hustle, Chlorophyll, and Leaf Guard, which are all pretty good abilities. I mean, Chlorophyll and Leaf Guard really only work on Sun teams. Leaf Guard protects you from any status ailments, so if this thing is going to be your physical sweeper for your Sun team, then, you know, no burn, no paralyze, none of that kind of stuff. So that's pretty good. Chlorophyll boosts your speed in Sun teams, which is already pretty good. So Hustle increases attack, lowers accuracy. So that's more than likely the ability you're going to be using. Of course, its stats like 70 HP, 105 attack, 75 defenses, 50 special attack, and 105 speed. It's not taking a lot of hits, but it's definitely dishing them out though. Now, one one of my favorite Pokemon in this sucker, and it's gonna be kind of unexpected, is Basculin. Why Basculin and not Basculegion? Well, Basculegion is alright. I mean, it's got adaptability. I mean, the speed itself is 78 speed is not that good. It's not terrible, but it's not outspeeding a lot. But it does have adaptability, which boosts moves that are like 40 HP or 40 damage and below, which is pretty good, especially when you're talking about boosted, priority water Aqua Jet. But I mean, other than that, I think Basculin is looking a little bit better, especially when you bring Eviolite into the picture. So you don't know what Eviolite is? It's a stone, a hold item that boosts the special defense and regular defense by 50%, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it is when your defenses are, already at like, 65 and 55. Boosting those is actually pretty good, so that makes him relatively bulky. And he already has 92 attack and 80 special attack, which means that's not bad at all. With defenses, this thing can hold its own against a lot of different things. That 98 speed ain't bad either. But of course, the thing is, its abilities. Again, adaptability. Even though it doesn't necessarily need a priority move with almost 100 speed, it doesn't hurt. Priority never hurts, with the Aqua Jet. But also a bunch of other moves that are boosted by adaptability as well. And Rattled! It can actually take advantage of Rattled with its boosted defense. So when somebody comes in there and tries to hit it with a dark move or a ghost move to try to, capitalize off its weaknesses, it's gonna get that speed boost, and that's always a good thing. So Hisuian Basculin is gonna be surprisingly good with that Eviolite. Kleavor. Alright, I don't really need to say much about Kleavor, because Kleavor has 135 attack and it has sheer force. That's it. I don't need to say much else about it. I mean, it's got 85 speed, which is not too bad, but sheer force boosting sheer force removes the special ability or the secondary ability of moves, but boosts their attack. So say Stone Edge, right? Stone Edge has a high chance of critical hit. Sheer Force removes the critical hit ability of Stone Edge, but just makes it stronger. So it doesn't need a critical hit anyway, because you're beating the shit out of things regardless. Freaking Kleavor, bro. It's freaking Kleavor. Sneasler might not look amazing, but it's actually pretty good competitively. I mean, 130 attack, 120 speed. Like, this thing is the second fastest of the new Pokemon. Sneasler is faster, if I'm not mistaken, faster than the new Dialga and Palkia forms. That's fast. Alright. The only Pokemon faster than this is, if I'm not mistaken, Hisuian Electro, which has 150 speed, which is ridiculous. And it almost made this list on the speed alone. But the 130 attack, though, is the other thing. So that means this thing is outspeeding things, and it's hitting them hard. So imagine being able to hit first and hit hard. And it has some pretty good abilities. Like a melee pressure is good for burning up people's, PP, so they can't really use those lower PP moves enough. But that's not really a big deal in competitive. But Poison Touch, though, being able to smack somebody with 130 attack and then possibly poison them, that Pokemon is screwed. If that Pokemon survives, they're screwed. And then don't even let it be something like knockoff, right? So not only do you knock off their item, you possibly poison them, and you put a dent in them anyway. Like, that Pokemon is screwed. You're just going to have to switch out and try to figure out something to kill him. Hisuian Zoroark. So Hisuian Zero Arc is really good. Alright, it's typing normal ghost, gives it a ton of immunities. I mean, you know, like stuff that, you know, would technically be super effective, like fighting and ghost type moves, are completely negated, like completely immune to those, which is pretty crazy. I mean, the only thing you can really hit this thing with is dark type moves. But the thing is, it has 110 speed, 125 special attack, and 100 attack. So you can, it's versatile. You can run a physical set with it. And if you want to run something like Shadow Claw, and of course normal Pokemon get a bunch of different moves anyway. So you can run a bunch of different coverage moves on it. You know, if you want to run a special set, like, you know, it does get Shadow Ball. So if you want to run a Shadow Ball set, it does. If I'm not mistaken, it also gets Calm Mind. So that's nothing to play around with, especially, well, its defenses aren't that good. Its defenses are 60. So it's pretty much a glass cannon. But, like, I mean, its defenses might be low, but Zero Arc has what I call the Zenyatta plan for his defense. You know what I'm saying? You don't need defense if everybody's dead. Overquill. So Overquill is like one of the most metal freaking names, because it's technically supposed to be like a play on like Quill and Kill, so it's like Overkill. Not to mention this thing literally has a spike for a face. So yeah, man, it's freaking crazy. But the even crazier is its stats. Now it's kind of similar to Cleavor, but it's a bit more defensive. So it's got 115 attack instead of that big 130 that Cleavor has. And it has 85 speed, so it's just as fast as Cleavor. It doesn't hit as hard, but it has 95 defense and 85 HP. So it's bulky. It can take physical hits. It can't really take special hits because it's only got 65, but it can take physical hits though. And on top of that, having Poison Point, you don't really want to go into there hitting this thing physically anyway, because you're not going to do that much damage, and you're probably going to get poisoned. The other two abilities, Swift Swim and Intimidate, are also good. Swift Swim, it boosts your speed in the rain, so if you're using this on a rain team, that 85 speed is going to go straight up. And of course, Intimidate is always good, because you can use it whenever, you know what I'm saying? So if you know somebody's gonna come in there with a physical sweeper, you come in there with your Overquill, that's a physical wall, got Intimidate, you know what I'm saying? It's not gonna be, it's gonna have to switch out. And Hisuian Goodra. So Hisuian Goodra was kind of hard to put on this list, because even though it does have really good typing, I mean, it does have really good stats. I mean, I don't know much else about it. That 60 speed is that's pretty dookie butter right there. 60 speed is not very good. But 100 attack, 100 defense, 110 special attack, and 150 defense. You can do almost anything with this. If you want to make this into a wall, you can make it into a wall. If you want to make this into a physical sweeper, you can. It's going to be a bulky physical sweeper because it's not going to be very fast, but you can do that, physical sweeper. If you want to make this into a special sweeper, you can make it into a special sweeper. 110 special attack ain't nothing to blink at. Especially with the dragon type, which dragons can use like some electric moves, they can use water moves, fire moves, dragon moves. They can use tons of dragons are very versatile, so having good offensive stats is good for a dragon. And of course its design might be trash, but everything else is not. Now its abilities are kind of 50-50. Like Sap Sipper is a lot like Flash Fire. It's a good switch-in ability if you know that the grass attack is coming. Overcoat protects against weather effects, so like hail damage, sand damage. Even though, if I'm not mistaken, because it's steel type, it shouldn't have to worry about that anyway. And then Gooey is like just automatically the best ability, because every time you get a physical hit or you get hit physically, it lowers the speed of whatever just hit you. So Gooey, hands down, is probably the best ability for this thing. So that's about it for this. Of course, tell me some other Pokemon that you like competitively. Do you want to see more competitive videos from me? Because I do have some interesting ideas for some competitive videos. You know, I might even start playing the game again. Like when I mean that, playing Showdown. I used to play Showdown all the time, Pokemon Showdown. I might start doing that on my my gaming channel. I probably wouldn't put it here, but I'll probably put it in my gaming channel though. So, of course, like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell button, follow me on Twitter, and check out my second channel, The Loot Box Hero. Keep it real.